February 2025 comes with a lot of great free 3ds Max scripts with huge news related to Tyflow, really amazing stuff, with awesome projects done in Tyflow, the usual 3ds Max is only for archviz, and amazing tutorials. Let's start with the free scripts. As every month, Spline Dynamics share for free one script. This time it's IFL Playback Manager. It's a very simple script that collects all IFL files in your scene, and then you can change the playback start or the speed rate in a single place. Impressionable script if you are dealing with a lot of animated image sequence in your project. You can see how easy it is to change multiple ones from one single script. Daniel Swan released for free a new version of DSL scripts, and this is quite a big update, focusing around spline modelings with a lot of bug fixes. It comes with a lot of different scripts. The first one is called Generate Convex Shape, and it's ideal for quickly create a wrapping shape around other shapes. Now with a proper UI, with settings to better control the result, it's easier to use and more predictable than before, and you can combine this tool with the Mesh Connects Splines tool to quickly generate a surface across shapes. Another one is Cut with a Spline that allowed you to use the approximation of a spline shapes to cut or connect editable poly surfaces. The other one is Randomize Transform that now combines what before was two separate tools to randomize objects. You can randomize position, rotations, and scales in many ways. It comes with the step settings, and pressing shift and dragging it will randomize a new seed, so very easy to create variation really fast. Project to a scene using a spline. It comes with a new projection mode that deals with situations where you want to project something down to a surface that is a tubular in shape but uneven surface. Normally, if you try to do this with the tools in Max to conform, it will not work really great. You will see that the splines get deformed because it's trying to follow the normals. This is grabbing the closest point to a spline, and then you will have a more even shapes when you are trying to conform, as you can see here. A Smooth Curve tool, another one that can be very handy, allows to smooth selected vertices on a very easy way. You can choose the relative tangent length of the temporary spline, and you can see it on the image how it works. Pretty straightforward tool. As you can see, a lot of very cool free scripts, and there's a lot more. You can thank Daniel with a donation to his PayPal. And another free script this month from Dave Worley, product engineer at Industrial of Light and Magic. We'll be sharing XMAT, that is a two-way material referencing system for 3ds Max. You can reference a material that is inside a MAT file or a Max file. It auto-updates when you open it and works with Xref scenes also. You can publish to add changes back to the library. Even it has a version control to version up or down your material. It's basically a mini pipeline inside the tool. Great to explore look depth development, for example. Very easy to make new material libraries and import and merge materials from or to other material libraries. And for now, this is shared on my Patreon, and after some people test the tool and they do some extra fixes, he will be releasing it for free. I will update the information here on this video when it's available with the links. Remember, all the links are on the description of the video. This will be added when it's publicly released, but amazing stuff because it's great. We don't have so many scripts to version and to create different material versions where you can share it if you work together with in a pipeline or with different people. Amazing stuff. FumeFX released version 6.5.4 with a lot of improvements dealing with particles, source objects now including the option to user-defined particle lifespans, especially useful since particles in Tyflow, for example, don't have a lifespan by default. Now we have also a 3ds Max particle interface option, allowing to select particle groups and PVD liquid particles for integration with third-party plugins. We have a new propagate node, enabling to read custom attributes to propagate from nearby particles. Spline Force now add a spline lock option to ensure that particles follow the first spline that they are assigned to, and more updates. We also get a sneak peek on what's coming in FumeFX 6.7 on Facebook. that will integrate a new C scripting node, giving users direct access to film effects and voxel grid data with higher speed execution and parallel processing. With this, we will get full control over simulations. Until now, you could script it, but it was slow. With this new scripting interface, this will be way faster. Chaos presented Vantage 2 Update 7. With their texture support, Chaos scatter updates, lens distortion, optical vignetting, updated to DLSS4, Osio support, updated sky model, and way more. This is a pretty big update, making this real-time renderer way more production ready. On the video presentation, we can see the great interactivity working real-time from inside 3ds Max. We can see directly the scene ported into Vantage, and it's the great thing about Vantage inside 3ds Max. And all the newest scatter support added in Chaos Scatter that we already saw in V-Ray, now you can use it directly in Vantage. For example, with the brush mode, that we can paint directly and direct as we want, or direct the scattering as we want, moving the scatter elements around. That's amazing. And Corona renderer is 10 years old. Time flies. I still remember the excitement to play for the first time with the beta, that it was free for everyone to test, and I remember being like a really fast renderer. I didn't use it much lately, but back then it was a big surprise how a CPU renderer could be so fast. And Tom Grimes, to celebrate these 10 years, take us on this video covering the story of Corona renderer. There is a little of the beginnings, the challenge that they face, innovations that in the company they did during these last 10 years, a lot of cool anecdotes and inside information about what was to develop this now successful renderer for 3ds Max. Evermotion is having a really great discount, over 100 collections, some of the first collections that they had, with lots of 3ds Max assets for less than 10 euros. Pretty good time if you need to pick up some libraries. Each library has 40 to 50 different assets. And yeah, they are high quality. They are still, maybe some of them they are a little old and maybe you will need to tweak some of the shaders, but pretty nice deals. And the big news for February is what's coming for the next Tyflow release. Tyson posted what he considers a Tyflow paradigm shift, and I truly believe it will be. And it's the introduction to value operators that they can be connected to a spinner that has been exposed and provide complete external control over them. They can be chained together, passing values from one value operator to another value operator, connected to multiple parameters in the flow. They come with filters and keyframes parameters as other operators in Tyflow. Value operators can pass regular spinner value, like a global value, but they can as well accept expressions directly, or custom floats, or surface proximity data, or particle properties, textures, a lot of things. They can be manipulated with clamps, normalizations, control the bias with a curve. Pretty amazing. If you remember particle flow, when it was developed by Orbath, this will be the equivalent of what before was known as Toolbox 3. That was basically what particle flow had already integrated, and that was the only missing piece that we had in Tyflow compared to particle flow. We didn't have a way to low-level control different spinners, but this will have different benefits. Like, it's a way more direct approach without needing to open an independent context as it happens in particle flow. This is a major change in Tyflow. Not only will turbocharge what is possible to be done in Tyflow, it means that different actual settings that are built in the actual UI, like size dependencies or velocity dependencies, are not anymore needed, because this system will be way more powerful, way more flexible, and they will be removed from the UI, making the UI as well less bloated. So we will see quite a big change in Tyflow in the next version. Actually, while I was recording this video, we got the version 1.124 with these new value operators released, and on my Patreon you have already a video where I covered the basics of value operators, how it works with different examples, and trying to showcase you guys how important this update is. This will change totally how we work with Tyflow, a lot of new options, super exciting. This month we got a new course creating a post-it scene. In 4 videos, we cover how to approach and do the R&D for this shot with the forming papers and cloth simulations, how to move this into a bigger scale simulation, how to fine-tune details to improve the look, and finally I cover in 50 minutes a lot of techniques using OSL and V-Ray or Arnold to create hundreds of shader variations in a very easy way. This February was in the Visual Effects Society in Los Angeles, where I was nominated for Best Simulation on an Episodic for the work done in the 3-body problem, the boat slicing a scene. I think it's episode 5 if you saw it. And another project I worked on with heavy Tyflow simulations was Avatar: The Last Airbender, that was also nominated for Best Simulation on an Episodic. We didn't win, but we had a lot of fun, and on Patreon I have as well a video covering a little of the event, how it was being there inside. We had Keanu Reeves, no one was expecting him, and he gave some of the words. Was a pretty great night. And this month, 3ds Max is only for archviz. I was close to call this 3ds Max is only for Tyflow, or Tyflow is only for 3ds Max, because we had so many cool projects done in Tyflow. We start with Dan Sherry, that followed my course in Patreon in how to create an interaction between a rhino and the ground. The course is like 8 videos, but he pushed the final result way further, adding a very nice environment, Phoenix FD simulations, and rendered it with V-Ray and compositing everything in Nuke. Amazing stuff done, really great final result. Pantural shared on Instagram his latest commercial. Awesome result, with a great techniques as usual on this artist, using 3ds Max, Matchbox, PFTrack, and obviously Tyflow. It comes with a very nice project overview where we see him animating in 3ds Max with very good old techniques like FFD box, P-bomb. Incredible that people use P-bomb, but as you can see, some of the stuff in 3ds Max is whatever to make it fast and make it look awesome. Soft selections and manual keyframes for animating everything, creating a really good final effect. You cannot even tell that it's 3D, I mean, it's really good. Almost Leguminati shared on Tyflow group a very eye-catching grain simulation done in Tyflow, each iteration with more and more stiffness between the grains. Difficult to stop watching. He exported this as an Alembic point cloud and loaded in as an Arnold Alembic geometry using the Arnold properties modifier with point sphere mode to render all these instances. VFX Daves create this nice stormy scene. The fluid is done in Phoenix, and the foam that is around 7,000 grains per frame simulated in Tyflow. He did this as a one-day exercise. Rman keeps creating very interesting scenes that you can also buy on his Gumroad. Great for motion graphics, he started different ones being assisted by AI, that I found it super interesting, to help him create complex scripts very fast. The first one is a move along edges that can be so useful in so many motion graphic projects. Then we have the Tyflow N-Body, that was one of his first projects in Tyflow. He redid it, improving the setup and making it multi-threaded. The N-Body problem is the problem of predicting the individual motion of a group of celestial objects interacting with each other gravitationally. The series, the 3-body problem, it's all about this if you saw it. And yeah, amazing stuff. He also recreated the particle life algorithm, initially developed by Chef Jeffrey Ventrella, creating a very organic motion with swarming, clustering, and oscillations. Super cool and eye-catching every time that he changed the seats. A total different animation, and yeah, looks amazing. He implemented also different papers like this mathematical marbling paper, giving an awesome fluid-like pattern that yeah, I have no idea how it's done, but looks amazing. And for motion graphics, this can be great. And finally, another one, paper implemented about snowflake growth. Such an incredible amount of great Tyflow setups done in one single month. Amazing stuff, Rman. Mustafa Ahmed did pouring melted chocolate with crispy pieces on ice cream using Phoenix for the main fluid simulation, but then Tyflow and 3ds Max. He will post a tutorial soon, so you can check the Tyflow group on Facebook, where he will update it with the Tyflow when it's done. Ethan Olson created these awesome procedural vines with a lot of artistic and technical control. He's posting a tutorial later this week. We will check it out because it looks very good. And Ethan Olson as well on his YouTube has a lot of great videos. Jonah Using shared a game trailer that they did on a Space Office VFX for Flashbulb Games Pioneers. They use Maya for modeling, 3ds Max for animation and shot assembly, lighting and rendered in V-Ray, Phoenix for the explosions, and Tyflow for the landscapes and the destruction. He thanks Jonas Noel for his tutorials on procedural materials, and that's great, the community helping one to each other artists and growing all together. Hashem Al-Shaer shared the different tests that he did using Phoenix FD and Tyflow, where we see a character stopping a track with the different iterations to reach the final result. And Sakim Malik creating a very nice looking test for Tyflow Physics Fluid. Water was done in Phoenix, rendered with V-Ray, and this time not using the foam and splash from Tyflow since he had the free version, and this can be a little slow, but he opted to create this in Phoenix as well. Awesome project, very nice rendered, and yeah, looking amazing. Alireza Akbariabani collected all his personal projects from the last 2 years, full 3ds Max, an impressive reel by a solo artist, so much work condensed in 1 single minute of a video, amazing stuff. Animations, modeling, texturing, lighting, that's an amazing generalist reel. And we had a video that has been posted on X showcasing 3ds Max with an amazing 2D portrait that has been redone in 3D with a total 2D look. There's not much information other than the user is Bli_D and he's a 3D instructor on China, but yeah, it looks amazing. Norberto Aguilera with another awesome biped animation and renderer from Hulk. I am joking, I know it's Iron Man, but you can write a comment if you feel triggered by it. It helps the algorithm a lot, and also remember to give a like and share it with your friends. Thank you guys. Michael Baxter shared a very great demo reel with different animations, all keyframed by him, all in 3ds Max, a lot of different types of characters for games. Amazing and well-rounded demo reel. Ines Lynn Eloi created this personal project. According to her, it's the first time doing a landscape environment. And what to say other than looks amazing. 3ds Max, Speed 3, Nuke, Gaia and Houdini on this project. And it's time for tutorials. We have Norberto Aguilera that shared how to create a character idle animation using a script in under a minute. And also he has another tutorial with over 20 minutes in how to rig and animate a mobile game character step by step. Fireflight Photo released a tutorial about scripting in Tyflow using the script operator, more focused to artists. It's a redone tutorial. He did first one tutorial some time ago. He redid it trying to focus everything not too much as a programmer but for artists. And it's great because we don't see many free scripts tutorials, and this one is over 50 minutes long covering the basics. And we end with what I think is a true gem of a tutorial, Autodesk Media and Entertainment Channel released this tutorial overview where Falk Boje, that is a CG supervisor at ILM, shows how he prototypes and refines this sci-fi scene. It's not a step-by-step tutorial by any means, but it's covering a lot of the fundamental concepts and good practices when you are approaching a scene like this. Pure 3ds Max techniques with a lot of tips and tricks using some of the new tools and improvements in Max like the ray modifier, boolean modifier, spline extrusions, together with some Tyflow modifiers to add very fast and easy complexity to the scene. You don't see very often environmental tutorials online of this quality, even less for free, and from this caliber of artist. Autodesk, if you are listening, we need more of this stuff, guys. And this is it for February, like the shortest month of the year, and we had so many cool things to cover. Remember that you are helping me a lot, giving a comment, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and thanks a lot to all my patrons. We are having so much fun. Every month we are having at least 4 exclusive tutorials for patrons, so if you are not there, check it out and see if you see what we are doing. I think that we are having a lot of fun, and that's all, guys. See you soon. Bye.